going on, Jerome's audio-only podcast? Again, if there's only some name for the conveying of information in audio-only format, I don't know. Yeah. But, so a lot of people have, actually, tangent right off the bat. So, the wife, as well as producer Allie, two separate people, by the way, people don't know. If they want to make fun of me and know it'll bother me, like they'll call me an influencer because I despise the term. I'm not that term. I hate it. It's no good. It's no bueno. Because it's really funny. So you see Instagram, TikTok, bookface influencers, quote unquote. So people have been asking me about my skincare routine. Nobody's asking, but you just want to talk about it because they're a sponsor. I don't know. Anyways, but tangent done. So people have asked why I go so hard in the paint when it comes to the national media jabroni haircuts, as well as even the local media jackals from time to time. Now, I respect the local media jackals. I think that they do a great job. You know, Gessling, Kramer, not Carl Gerschmidt, Collar, Dane, etc. Like I think that, you know, obviously Alec Lewis too. I think they do a very good job. You know, they ask good questions. They're not cheerleaders, which you don't have to be, because you know some teams' local media are basically just like a branch of the PR department for the team. You don't want that, but also it is a balance because you can't ask like Woodward and Bernstein questions because you have to maintain access, and it's really awkward if you're basically burning down the team and then you want to get an exclusive, setting that up through the PR department. It's not going to happen. But the national media jabronis, we take the task a lot. And really what it is accountability and just calling out BS when you see it. Now, I feel like the majority of Vikings fans, like, they understand. Like, it's a bit of a game with the national media. On one hand, at best, it's hard to cover all 32 teams, so maybe they miss some details. At worst, they're just lazy, right? And just thumb down on the scale. Oh, hey, back when the Vikings lost 4 Super Bowls in 7 seasons, let's just keep going with that. Oh, the lovable losers are lovable, and they're just good enough to break your heart, and blah, 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 blah. Right? It does feel like a lot of the media just runs with that. Now, why do we consistently call it out? Well, first off, because I love my favorite team, obviously. And on one hand, who cares what they say? But on the other, it does impact the perception of your team. And I'm not even looking for special treatment. Like I said, I'm not looking for your cheerleaders, rah-rah, sis, boom, bah, all that stuff. I'm not looking for that. I don't want the media to have to kiss the Vikings' ass, although sometimes I want the media to kiss my ass. But literally just call a spade a spade. Like when the team is bad, say 2010, 2011, say that they're bad. When the team is good, say 2009, 2017, 2024, say that they're good. Not, hey, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Hey, this, that, the other thing. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. It just really doesn't. But they just, in terms of perception, you'll be surprised, right? And I know you're consuming this. It's new age media, and I love that the internet has basically democratized sports content, right? Because a show like this, a show like much more popular podcasts and channels than ours, wouldn't have been possible 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. Just impossible. You know, going back to you get one sports broadcaster per market, you get a couple national, and that's it. That's it. And what they say goes. And to a degree, it's still the same, right? Because not everyone is online, not everyone is on social media, not everyone's doing that. And some people still, they get their sports takes from newspapers. They get their sports takes from ESPN, the worldwide bleeder of viewers, subscribers, and readers, right? But that's why it matters. Because, again, the perception of your team, I don't want it to be false. Now, sure, you could be like, oh, the team used it as motivation. No one believes in us, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, Joe 12-pack out there just getting his sports news and sports opinions from First Take, Colin Cow Turd, Sports Center, which is still a thing, Around the Horn, I love Around the Horn. That matters at the end of the day. All right. And just get in terms of national respect, people always expect the Vikings to lose. That's fine. Hey, until we win, that's fine. They can hold that opinion. But it's just if you give the media an inch, they will take a mile, right? And also, say the Vikings win the Super Bowl by 1 point. Last second field goal, Will Rackard at the gun. Vikings win the Super Bowl 24-23. Confetti all over the place. J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, Justin friggin' Jefferson, the first of a dozen Jerome Bardys in the next 10 years. The next day, Stephen A. Smith, First Take. Is Molly Querim on that show? Shannon Sharp used to be on that show, but, guarantee you the A block topic, A block topic will be LeBron. The B block topic will be the Vikings win the Super Bowl, but by the lowest margin of victory in NFL history. Are the Vikings a fluke champion? Are the Vikings a paper champion? We'll find that and more. And Lil Wayne breaks down the NHL playoffs next on First Take. Just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Sports media used to be about relaying the facts, and now everything is just opinion. See, that's why I loved SportsCenter when I was a kid. Dan Patrick, Olbermann before he went crazy, Stuart Scott, rest in power, Rich Eisen when he had hair. Those were the best. And also, hey, if it was a summer day, back in the day, they would rerun the same SportsCenter from 6 a.m. to noon. And then they'd have like lumberjack competitions or something on ESPN. But I would watch multiple ones of them, the same highlights over and over and over again. I don't care. Having some cereal for Little League or something like that. That was great. Because guess what? Guess what they did? They showed highlights, they reported scores, they reported facts. And now everything is about opinions and hot takes and trying to cram down narratives, and that's all it is. Just tired, worn out tropes, and the most tired and most worn out trope is that the Vikings are the losers, always find the banana peel. Now, maybe it's kind of true, and it's on the Vikings to prove the haters and the losers wrong, but hey, they certainly would do that. And eventually, we're going to demand fair coverage out here. That's it. Again, not looking to get our ass kissed. Balls and strikes, call a spade, go from there. It's just like Anthony Edwards. Like, Anthony Edwards doesn't need the superstar whistle. Like, he's not going to get a Michael Jordan whistle for years until he win a couple championships, but just give him a normal whistle. Honestly, like, Anthony Edwards drives the lane, he gets hit by a 2x4. I'm surprised they don't call a charge. It's just ridiculous, man. Yeah, just like the national media's coverage of the Vikings. Ridiculous. But that's it. Raw, real rant. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull, moderate amount of production value.